Welcome to the Athlete Insights Podcast, hosted by Yash Padhye, a podcast focused on letting athletes tell their journeys in their sport. This podcast is presented by Boxed Water. Boxed Water is better.
Welcome into another episode of the Athlete Insights Podcast presented by Boxed Water. Boxed Water is better. Today, I've got my guest, Sid Cole. She's a setter for the Northern Colorado Bears women's volleyball team. So, Sid, appreciate you taking the time. I know you said you had a long day of camp and stuff, but appreciate you taking the time and coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. And so the way the podcast is structured, we kind of talk about, allow you time to reflect on your career, kind of future goals, and kind of let you give advice to younger athletes moving forward. So we'll start off at kind of the beginning of your career and work your way to where you are now. So can you talk about kind of what sparked your interest in playing volleyball an early age versus, like, say, basketball or soccer or other sports? Kind of what sparked your what drew you to volleyball?
Yeah, so I started playing in like second grade because my mom was also a setter. She played volleyball in college and stuff. So she was kind of my first coach, kind of got me interested in the sport. And then I kind of just stuck with it. Had a lot of great coaches that like inspired me in volleyball and stuff. So I wanted to see how far I could go in it.
And then did you play any other sports growing up besides volleyball?
Yeah, I played soccer until my junior year in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And do you have a mentor? You said your mom got you into it, so I'm assuming that kind of is your mentor, but who was kind of an influential person for you growing up and in your kind of youth volleyball career before high school?
Yeah, so my high school coach was actually one of my like mentors growing up because I met him in like middle school.
Okay.
So I like always wanted to play for him and stuff like that. So I knew him for a long time. And I had a couple club coaches. One of them is like the director of the club I played for. So he coaches like the oldest team. So I pretty much worked with him like all the time. So that was fun.
For sure. And growing up, playing volleyball, were there any challenges that you kind of faced, or any obstacles that you faced growing up playing volleyball that you can kind of share, and kind of how you got through that?
I don't know. I guess just trying to get better every year. I wasn't like the best player on my team, so like just working with the girls around me, trying to make everyone better.
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
And any memorable moments from your youth career? This is, again, pre-high school.
Yeah. I don't know. That feels like so long ago, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know, before high school.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then were you always a setter, or did you play any other positions?
I was a libero until like 7th grade, I would say.
Okay.
So I was in the back row, and then I switched when my mom was like, "You should set," and I was like, "Okay, I'll try it." So
okay, that's what I was going to ask. Like, how did you go? How was that transition from going from libero to setter? But yeah.
My mom just was like, "You should try it," because she was a setter, and I was like, "Okay, I guess I will." So yeah.
For sure. And kind of talk about, and I mentioned the transition there a little bit, kind of talk about the differences and the transition process between that, like learning the different strategies and differences with being a setter versus being a libero. Can you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, so the libero takes the first contact, and then the setter takes the second contact. So it's a lot different because the setter literally touches the ball like every play. So that was kind of hard to adjust to, because I was just like, what am I doing? Like always like going after the second ball. But it's kind of fun. I like being the setter because you kind of like get to control the game, like who it goes to, who scores and stuff. And libero, the libero is really important because they pass, and then
you're setting up the kill, right?
Yeah. So that's fun.
So and again, you go into high school now, kind of transitioning more into your high school career. Can you detail, coming from your youth career going into high school, can you detail kind of your high school experience playing volleyball at high school level?
Yeah, so I actually started on varsity my freshman year, so that was kind of terrifying because I was the smallest one, like all these older girls.
Mm-hmm.
And it was my high school coach who like was my mentor growing up, so I was like comfortable around him, but like it was scary playing next to all these new people.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I played on varsity all 4 years, which was kind of fun. I got to play with new people every year. So yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
In any, I asked you the similar question at the youth level, but any kind of memorable moment that sticks out to you from high school that you can
Yeah, I
reflect
guess.
on and look back on?
Yeah. We always had our rival, which was Grandview, if anyone knows what that is, but playing them every year was so much fun because it was like the game we looked forward to and like what we trained for almost every year. So
For
those
sure.
are my most memorable. And then state every year was fun. So yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And again, any challenges? I kind of asked you this on the youth side, kind of going to get it into the high school side. Any challenges that you faced at the high school level?
I guess, well, like playing with new people every year, you have to like get close with those people like
Yeah.
really fast. And like you don't always like everyone like doesn't like you, I guess is what you say. Like as a setter, if you're not getting enough sets as a hitter, they're always like, ah. So like it's hard to get to know everybody and like get close with them. But you do
For
so.
sure. Did you guys do how did you guys how you talked about how new people come in and out, for every 4 years people graduate, leave, freshmen come in. How did you guys build that team chemistry at the high school level? Did you guys do any kind of team bonding, or how did you build that chemistry?
Yeah, so our seniors every year did a really good job of like bringing everyone in, bringing them close, and we would do like stuff at our coach's house in the beginning of the season, like just to get to know everybody and get close. So yeah.
Hey folks, if you haven't heard, I've partnered with Boxed Water. Boxed water is better because it's made from 92% renewable material. It also comes in a variety of flavors such as grapefruit, cucumber, lemon, and their newest summer flavor, watermelon. So head on over to boxedwaterisbetter.com and grab some boxed water for yourself today. Now, let's get back to the episode. I've been asking my previous guests as well about the recruiting process because I had never gone through that. I'm a big college sports guy, so I want to know about kind of the recruiting process a little bit, get some insight on that. So can you share kind of your recruiting process in high school going like into the college realm, how your recruiting process played out and when it started, to kind of detail that?
Yeah, so my recruiting process actually started like my freshman year of high school because I committed to UNC my sophomore year.
Okay.
Yeah. I guess you kind of just like reach out to college coaches in the beginning and see who responds and stuff like that. And you can,
For sure.
yeah, I like emailed a bunch of coaches to come watch me at tournaments when I was playing in like their states and stuff. Yeah, it's just like constant communication. And with Lindsay, we would do like phone calls, and yeah, you just like constantly talking, sending film.
Did you said you committed to UNC sophomore year. Did you have other offers that you were considering? Did you have other schools that were interested?
Yeah, so I talked to Colorado in Boulder and then Denver. Yeah, so like all the Colorado schools, I wanted to stay close to home.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna ask any out of state schools that you had looked at or applied to, or
yeah, like all the ones that are like really close to like Wyoming.
okay.
Yeah.
So just sticking close to home. I like it.
Yeah.
Sticking close to home.
Yeah.
Sticking to family. And I've asked this again to a lot of my guests. We'll transition into the collegiate side and your collegiate experience a little bit, but what's your perception on kind of what the difference is between playing high school volleyball versus when you get into the college game, and kind of what differences did you see when you just got into college?
So I would say just the game is a lot faster because everyone's like so much older, especially as a freshman, there's all these older girls. So the game is just so much faster. So you got to get used to that. And then, yeah, just getting to know everyone because your team is a lot bigger than what you're used to. So just getting to know everyone and all the older girls. Yeah, that's the big difference.
For sure. And now you're heading into your senior year, if I'm not mistaken, right? So how detail kind of, you're going into your final year, but kind of talk about your experience with the Bears. I know you and Coach Lindsay Oates, who I know very well as well. She and you said you had contact from high school. You'd known her. You'd been phone calls, so you had a good relationship with her starting off your high school career. And now, how has that relationship grown, and how how has your experience been playing for the Bears for the last couple of years?
Yeah, I love playing for the Bears. I mean, my freshman year coming in, Daisy was an amazing setter before me, so I got to learn from her, and her relationship with Lindsay was awesome. So like just getting to learn from those two together was pretty fun. And then yeah, Lindsay and I just like we kind of collaborate almost. She's like telling me like ideas about the offense, and then I actually execute it. So like I would say we're pretty close for like our positions. But yeah. So yeah, my freshman year was during COVID. So like that was really funky. Our season was in the spring instead of the fall.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of fun just like getting on campus and like not having to worry about volleyball a ton my first year. And then my second year, COVID was still happening. And like that was when everyone needed to be vaccinated and all this stuff. So like our games, there was like 8 of us playing, which was crazy. So yeah, the first couple of years have been funky, but yeah, it's going good now. Last year we won a couple Big Sky championships. So yeah,
And so far, I know you've got your senior year still left to go, but so far in your 3 years, anything that sticks out, any memory as a team? Could be the Big Sky championship last year that you guys won. But any memory that sticks out over the last 3 years that just stands out to you?
Yeah, I would say we've won 2 since I've been here, 2 Big Sky championships. So either of those. And then our team has like traveled to Italy and Greece and stuff. So that one is a big memory that sticks out.
Okay. Yeah, I saw that I was following you guys on Twitter last summer, and you guys looked like you guys had a lot of fun out there in Greece and Italy and in Rome and enjoying the time out there. So kind of moving into your goals and kind of your future now, and kind of I talked about how you have your senior season left, so we'll move into kind of that and in the future. Any goals? What are some goals that you have? Team goals you can throw in there? Any individual goals that you might have for the season?
Okay, yeah. Another team goal would be like winning another Big Sky championship.
Yep.
And we have made it to the first round of the NCAA tournament 2 of the years I've been here. So our goal is to win a first round match. We still haven't done that, but that is one of our goals.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then any individual goals that you might have for the season?
I'm not sure. Last year I did get All-American, so it'd be pretty cool to get that again. Yeah. I don't know.
All-American? Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And I did a little research on you. You're an elementary education major, if I'm not wrong. So what is post-college or post your senior year, what are some goals that you want to achieve after you graduate?
So I graduate in December of this year, and then I have a 5th year. So I'm going to pursue a master's in elementary education.
Okay.
So next year too. Okay. And then after that, I hope to play overseas. So that would be really cool. Yeah.
That'd be a pretty cool experience. Go play in Europe or Australia or wherever overseas. That'd be a pretty cool. I have a couple of friends who play basketball that have the same experience. They've gone overseas and they've enjoyed it. So that'd be a pretty cool experience to play overseas. And with you guys having gone to Italy and Spain on a trip, you guys have some experience over there in Europe and kind of experiencing culture over there as well. So that'd be cool. So I like to do, this was requested by a couple of guests previously about doing a little rapid fire segment and doing a little fun rapid fire questions. So I'll ask a couple of questions. Anything that comes off the top of your head, you can go ahead and answer, and we'll go from there. Are you ready?
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. So favorite pregame song or music that you listen to pre-match?
Anything from Pitbull.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I like Pitbull too.
Yep.
Yeah. Are you a dog person or a cat person?
Dog.
Okay. Favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then if you were to go on vacation, would you go to the beach or a mountain? We have mountains here, but yeah. Mountains for sure. Yeah. And favorite cheat meal. It's my last one. Favorite cheat meal, because I know you guys eat healthy during the season, or that you're supposed to eat healthy during the season. But on a cheat day, what would be your ideal kind of cheat meal?
Anything sweet. I have a big sweet tooth, so
Anything sweet. Okay.
Yep.
Anything specific? Cupcakes, cakes, anything? Or
Probably
just
ice cream.
ice cream? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm a big cake guy. I go to and
Mhm.
get cakes and can eat cakes and pies and all that stuff. But yeah,
Oh,
ice cream's great. Any like specific flavor or just vanilla or
I don't know. I pretty much eat anything.
anything? Okay.
Good, yeah.
Super nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's super nice. So, and then what's the best piece of advice, volleyball, or life overall? What's the best piece of advice you've gotten?
Um,
From anybody?
I guess the best piece of advice is to just keep working hard because you never know what can happen if you
For,
just keep working at it. I don't
for
know.
sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then to kind of in the episode here, I just asked you kind of the best piece of advice that you've ever gotten. But said if you imagine that you're talking to kind of younger girls,
Yeah.
and girls in high school, what would you say? What kind of advice would you give them to let them know to get to the level that you're at playing Division 1 college volleyball? What kind of advice would you give to young girls?
I would just say build those relationships with your teammates because your teammates are the people that make you better and make you love the sport and want to keep playing. So building those relationships really helps get you like higher.
Yeah, and building relationships in sport and volleyball, but also in life, it helps you
Yeah.
out post career, whatever you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
post college ball as well. So, um, building relationships is key in any setting. So that's great advice that they people can carry over into their life as well. But that's all the time that we have for this episode of the Athlete Insights podcast. Again, you can follow. I'll have your Twitter and Instagram handles and all that stuff down below, so you can follow Sid on there, and you can follow her journey on Twitter and Instagram and through volleyball this season. And you can follow this podcast on. You can watch it on YouTube. You can listen to it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, pretty much anywhere you get podcast. It'll be on there. So make sure you follow Sid. Make sure you follow our podcast. You like and you subscribe to our podcast, to my podcast as well. But thank you again, Sid, for taking the time. I know, like I said, it's been a busy week for you, busy days for you with camps, but I appreciate you taking the time to sit down, kind of reflect on your career and kind of talk about your future, talk about your goals. I really enjoyed the conversation, so I appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. That was fun.
No worries. So, but we'll see you next time.